I'm Neil Renouf, producer of this video. We are going to be showing you 11 specific areas and several techniques for fishing this 2,530 acre lake. Lake Moomaw is nestled in both Allegheny and Bath counties. It is bordered primarily by Gathright wildlife and national forest land. There are no houses on the lake other than the game manager's residence, keeping this lake and shores unsoiled. The lake was born in 1981 with an average depth of 80 feet. There are a lot of big fish swimming the deep open waters, hiding behind boulders and laying against standing timber. The lake has some beautiful areas and lots of interesting views. If you want to enjoy your tax dollars and see what a great job the National Forest is doing managing the land, Corps of Engineers managing the water, and Virginia game biologist Larry Moan, Paul Bugus, and others managing the fisheries, this is the place to come. With the limited time of this video, we can't show you all of the spots. We have selected 11 fish holding areas. The film footage we have was shot over 12 pre-selected days in the months of February, March, April, and May. No trips were canceled due to weather. We fished anyway to give an honest account of the lake.
Yep. That's it.
As you can see in the pictures here, there's a tree at the base of one of the pillars of the bridge, and also as you're looking from the bridge in the center of the second photo, there's some rubble and some rocks. Now that the water is up to normal level, there's a lot of smallmouth holding on those rocks, and obviously there's a lot of fish holding on the tree at the base of the pillar of the bridge.
We have slightly adverse fishing conditions this morning. There's a cold front moving through. It's pouring down rain, as you can see. We figured we'd fish under the bridge here. I have a lot of dead bait in my bait tank. I'm gonna put that in the water and hopefully entice the fish to go into a frenzy of feeding maybe or something. Who knows? We'll see what we do. As you can see, this overcast weather sometimes pays off. We have a pretty nice fat little smallmouth here. Getting ready to get off. If he jumps one more time, we're not going to get him. Oh yeah, this fish is like a little football full of eggs. Ate the alewife. Primary forage fish in this lake. Got this don't want to get my my hands hooked there. I might have to cradle him. Tell you, I love these lures. I just put this lure on. It's a small deep runner by Rapala, pretty much in natural colors. Like I said, I just put this lure on. I ran it on those rocks right there, going from the shallow to the deep. Twitched it a couple of times. And he hit it. It's a pretty little bass. Sure does look pretty in this water. Okay. Got another pretty average sized smallmouth for here. This particular section of the lake anyway. Not as fat as the other one, but put him back.
We have a little smallmouth here. He's a little fat as another one. Some nice fish here. That's another nice Lake Moomaw smallmouth. A little shook up. It's always nice when you get a Citations smallmouth on tape. I don't know the weight. It's 21 inches. Just to let you know where we caught it at, if you come down from the bridge and look for that black bank in the background, that's where we caught him at. Come on and get you one. As you can see in the picture here, the lake was 26 feet low, and this is a good fish holding area, as you can see in the brush pile. He's a little tiny thing. Squeaking. Seaman. Dude. Fish on the bobber. Oh. Little yellow perch. Real little. Cut.
No crappie for you.
The pictures you see here are of some stumps and stuff on the steep river channel drops. We caught a smallmouth here that you're getting ready to see in a minute, and it had a tag in it. We spoke with Paul Bugus, and the fish was caught 4 years and 10 months ago in the headwaters of the lake. It was 11 inches long and weighed just under a pound, and according to their records, it hasn't been caught since then. And also, when you're fishing, you want to fish all these drops like you can see in the pictures. They hold a lot of fish. Pretty decent sized fish here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Got off right at the boat, but we got it. It's a pretty decent smallmouth. About 2 pounds, maybe a little over 2. This one here's got a tag in him. Nice. It's a pretty nice smallmouth. Like I said, he's got a tag. We're going to call Paul Bugus works for the Virginia Game Department, and tell them where we caught it, this the length, the weight, and we're going to release this fish. Hopefully somebody catch it again and they can keep track of it. The fish was 19 inches and weighed 3 pounds 2 ounces. There he goes. Yeah, he's on there. Feels like he's got a little weight on him. Oh, it's a perch. Nice perch. Oh yeah. He's on that one. Got him. Oh yeah, that's a good fighting fish here. Solid. Solid fighter. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This may be a citation here. We just lost a citation brown trout. I hate when that happens. Rainbow trout on. We didn't get him when we first hooked him. Normally when you first hook these fish, they just jump slam out the water. We're gonna keep him. Nice rainbow. We got a fish here that got on and he went under the boat. We were reeling in another trout and we didn't realize he was on. It's a brown here. Nowhere near as big as the one we lost. But that's always the case. It's always the case. Still, it's a nice fish. One fish here. I'm not sure what he is. Oh, it's a bass. Smallmouth. Smallmouth bass. I'm glad we caught this fish. This is somewhat unusual. I don't know if you can see that or not. This fish here has a lead jig in his mouth. We'll go ahead and take that out. Make him feel a little bit more comfortable. Got him. Oh yeah, fight baby. Oh my God, this isn't good. Okay. Thought it was a flathead catfish. Scared me for a minute when I first saw it. That wouldn't have been good at all. Get those suckers in here. They'll eat every damn thing.
fishing this afternoon here on the rock pile. I like to call it off the island. We're trying to get on the backside. It's pretty windy today, so we're trying to get on the backside of the island here to escape some of the wind. As you can see on the picture, there's a little trough in between the island and the pile of rocks. All up in here, the smallmouth and different fish like to get in there and root around and try and get some crawfish. Also, the far side of the rock pile, it drops right off into the old river channel and drops down, to 60, 70, and then eventually to 80 feet deep. So I'm going to try and fish on this afternoon for a while, see how we do, and hopefully get a few other days fishing here and give you an idea of what kind of fish are up in here. Okay, we got us feel like a pretty good fighting little fish here. Oh, got us a little smallmouth. Like I said, right on the rocks there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nice little fish. It's gonna get off here in a minute. Hooked right where he's supposed to be hooked. Fish. Okay, we got a pretty nice trout here, brown trout. Let me get the net on him. He hit the gold 1/4 ounce silver buddy. He's gonna get off here in a minute if I don't get him. I may release him, so I'm gonna keep him in the water here. Fat little fish. It's a hard time here. We're fishing deep. We're fishing this pole here. I was fishing 25 foot down, and this fish came from so far down that he's done that. He's got a lot of milk in him. Oh, it's a largemouth. Oh, he's barely hooked. I said we caught him on the rock pile. Let him go back down there to the rocks. Playing with it here. Got him. Still on the rock pile. This pole was fished about 20 feet down. I kind of just brought it against the rock pile there, and this one seems like he wants to jump a lot. Good God. Frisky little fish. Fish jumping in the boat here, and we got another one just hit. We got some 4-pound test here, so up a little smallie. See, we're still in the rock pile here. Oh yeah, good fish. If they caught him on 4-pound test, kind of caught up a little bit. Hooked right where he's supposed to be hooked.
Like I said, they get up in these rocks and just feed, feed, feed. Sun just started peeking over the mountain there, and the mist started clearing up, and fish starting to get a little excited here. This is the area I like to call Perch Cove. One of the first times I came up here to the lake, I came back in here and we caught a couple of citations. That's why we call it that. And I probably caught, I don't know, 15 or 20 big yellow perch out of this cove over the years. The best place back in here is on the southern exposure side. Early in the year, there's a burnt tree. A tree looks like it has some burn marks on it. If you come off that tree about 20 yards, there's a lot of little structure and little trees out there. When the perch are spawning, they like to get up in there, and we get up in there right behind them and catch them. I think he's on there. Oh yeah, there he is. There he is, he's gonna jump. Oh yeah. Nice brown trout. Nice little fish. All right. Not a bad little keeper size trout here. Caught him up here in this cove. Perch Cove, as I like to call it. Right where he's supposed to be hooked. Little number 6 hook. Nice little pretty fish. Okay, looks like we got a pretty nice trout here. It's about your average size trout from Moomaw. Come on, baby. It's getting a little tired, finally. Oh yeah. He's about a 17-inch fish. Yeah, got him. That one was swimming right at me. We've already caught over our limit. So I'm gonna cradle this fish with my hand. Cradle this fish and release him. As long as he hasn't swallowed the hook. Which looks like he has. No, he hasn't. We're going to release this fish here. We already have our limit. It's about a year-old fish. Got him. Come
One fella. Up, what we got? Oh, perch. It's a hog. It's a hog perch there. He'll go over a pound easy. Nice perch. And this is the nice one we have on film so far. It's probably a 14-inch fish maybe. Got another fish on. He's swimming at me. Smaller. It's probably a male swimming with the other one. That other one was a female. We'll put that one back. He was hitting it. I reeled it up. He was hitting it, and I reeled it up, and I saw him hit it. I saw him try to get the fish, so I he's off. Okay, let's talk about tackle now that I like to use up at Lake Moomaw. We'll start out with the lures. The first lure we need to talk about, by far the best lure on the lake, is the silver buddy. I prefer to use the gold color and 1/4 ounce. Seems like it works real well for me. If it's windy out or if I'm fishing probably more than 25 feet, I'll go to the 1/2 ounce. Like I said, my personal confidence is in gold, so I use gold a lot. However, they are made in silver. And you can never have too many of these lures if you're going up to the lake, because every once in a while you'll lose some. Obviously, my all-time favorite I've used since I was a little kid. I've always caught fish on it. Seems like I always have good success on it. Is just a topwater Rapala, natural colors. Then the next lure I like to use a lot, and I catch a lot of fish on all over the state, is the deep diver Rapala. Also, again, in natural colors. Like you see on the tape, I've caught fish on that. It works great, and I use them a lot. Now coming up to the silver buddy again. Sometimes you'll get a little line twist, vertical jigging. I like to use a little barrel swivel, maybe about 1 foot up the line. It helps prevent the line twist. Okay, let's talk about live bait techniques I like to use. If I'm trying to locate fish, I haven't been able to catch any fish during the day. It's somewhat a lot of hardware to use, but it's excellent for locating fish. I'll use a bottom walker, and I'll use the fluorocarbon invisible line, about 3 foot of that. This is just a condensed version for the tape here. And as far as a attractant, I'll use these little beads and a little blade here. This comes in, like I said, gold and chartreuse. Either one work well. I like to use chartreuse a lot too. The nice thing about these is you can just cut it here, pull the beads and everything off, slide it on your line. It works great. It really attracts the fish. And then I'll attach it to a gold, fine wire gold hook, and then put the minnow, tip it through its mouth and nose, and we'll use that just trolling real slow and just to find the fish. Like I said, it's a lot of hardware to use, but like I said, sometimes it's better to have your rod bending with a fish on it than to use a lure all day. And then sometimes if it gets really windy and we need to stay on the bottom, I'll add a egg sinker. This will save you having to buy so many bottom walkers. And I'll put a little bend, and that way we add some weight, and it's still pretty much snagless. And like I said, it'll keep you down in windy conditions if you don't have enough weight on your sinker. Then when I'm fishing for the brown trout, primarily down lake region, this is my favorite rig. These weights right here are the pinch-on weights. They come in sizes from 1/16
to 3/16. There's a 1/8 ounce size, and I'll hook these to my line. My line is generally 10 pounds to 12 pound test line. I'll pinch the weight on. I'll put a small barrel swivel. Again, I'll use a fluorocarbon invisible line, maybe about 1.5 feet, 2 foot or so. This is pretty much crucial for the trout because the water's so clear. And then I'll just go with a number 6 eagle claw hook. They come in a pack of 50. You can get all different kinds of hooks. I've tried all different kinds. I've had just as good hookup rate with these hooks, so there's no point in getting anything else really. So there's that, and a lot of times I'll use different size weights because what I'll do is get off the points and bump the trolling motor forward, and the alewives or the minnows will be hooked in the back. They'll rise up in the water column, and then when I slow down they'll fall, and as they're falling they'll flutter. Like I said, the different weights will cause it to fall at different times. A lot of times I get a lot of strikes like that. And then last but not least is the slip bobber. This is what we caught a lot of the smallmouths on. And I like to use, like I said, you have your stopper thread, you have a bead, and I like to use long bobbers because with the round bobbers, when they hit the bottom you can't really tell. With the longer bobber, when it hits the bottom, it kind of tilts up and you can see that it's definitely on the bottom. I also like to use a little oversized float, and I'll use a heavy weight which kind of gets my bait down quick, and then again I'll go to a barrel swivel, and then again I'll go to the fluorocarbon leader, and then again I'll go to the fine wire gold hook, which if it gets snagged, a lot of times you can bend it out and pull it out, and you won't lose all your stuff. And like I said, we caught the 4.5 pound smallmouth on this style hook. Caught a lot of numerous big brown trout on this style hook, so it will hold up to pretty much any fish as long as you drag set correctly. And that's about it. It's by no means everything that's going to catch fish up at Moomaw. It's this tackle that I've had a lot of success with, and as you can see by the tape, there's nothing wrong with 3-inch grubs or 5-inch grubs and any kind of plastic baits and crankbaits, all those. I talk to guys up there all the time that catch fish on those. These are just baits and lures that I prefer to use and I have a lot of success with. It's best to come out when the moon is not full or bright, because they have a tendency to see the net coming and you won't be able to get them. Like I said, it's definitely a nighttime thing as far as getting the bait. What I like to use is this Brinkman real bright light. I put that down in the water about 4 or 5 feet, and like I said, it gives off about a 10 to 15 foot circle of light, which brings in your plankton, draws the curiosity of the alewives, and the alewives come in and they feed on the plankton. Then when I have the bait close, I'll cut this light off and I leave this light on, which is a real dim light. It kind of just puts a haze on top of the surface here, and this kind of concentrates the fish and brings them close together. And then I'll use just a regular throw net like we have here. This happens to be an 8-foot radius throw net, and this is a whole different video probably, and learn how to throw this thing. But what I'll do is have the real dim light on. Like I said, I've turned the bright light off, and I've made this little system here to where, especially if I'm by myself, to where when you throw the net, you've got to cut the light off, so there's no light at all. Otherwise the alewives, like I said, will see the net. So you cut the light off right before the net hits the water. You let it sink all the way down, then pull it up, and hopefully you have some bait in there. And then once you pull it up, turn the real dim light back on. And if you have bait, what I like to do is take a 5-gallon bucket, and I'll fill it about halfway full, and I'll shake my bait into there. I do that because I don't want to contaminate my bait wells.
when you first catch the alewives, there's a lot of scales coming off them. They're excreting a lot of different chemicals from their body, and I like to try and get all that in this water that's in here instead of in my bait tanks. And I'll scoop the alewives after they calm down a little bit. I'll scoop the alewives into my circular bait tanks here. I've got two different kinds. I like to use insulated. I also like them to be to where they don't let any light in, because it keeps the bait calmer. Also, something I've found that works real well is keeps the bait alive twice as long as using this plain old rock salt, the kind you use for making ice cream. And I'll put about 2 handfuls of that into about a 25-gallon tank. And that will pretty much keep them alive. In the morning, sometimes I'll drain off some of the water and add some fresh, cooler water. Also, if there's any springs nearby, you can keep your bait tank halfway full if the water's kind of warm, and stop by a spring and fill it up the rest of the way. And that will help lower the metabolic rate of the fish, and they'll use up less oxygen. We've talked about the tackle, so let's talk about the techniques I use now. Like I said, I can't emphasize enough getting out here first thing in the morning. We catch most of our fish, I'd say, before 9:30 in the morning, from when the sun first comes up till 9:30. And normally I fish 6 poles. Right now I'm fishing 4, because obviously the cameraman's in the front of the boat. This pole here I'll have set down at 12 feet, and what I've done is measured from the reel up the rod. I've measured a foot off, and I count off 12 feet. So this one's down 12 feet. This one here is down 18 feet. This one here is down 26 feet. And this one here is down 15 feet. And then also I'll run a slip bobber, as long as it's not too windy, off the back of the boat, and the slip bobber is down 10 feet. And then I'll have, for any, if I'm doing any artificial fishing while I'm waiting for hits, or if fish start breaking, I've got on here a 1/4 ounce silver body. And then I'll also use, like I said in the tackle part, I'll also use a little topwater repeller when the weather starts getting a little warmer. It kind of matches pretty good the length and the look of the fish. Okay, what I like to do is get on these points here, and just real slowly I'll bump the trolling motor forward, and like I said in the tackle tips part, I'll bump the motor forward, raise my baits up in the water column. A lot of times I'll get a hit like that, and then let them sink back down, and a lot of times they'll slam it when they're sinking back down. And it kind of gives you the ability to move around a little bit and go back and forth on these points. Also, the depths I've given you are for springtime and early summer. Once the weather starts to get really, really warm, you need to add about another 10 foot. I'd say after maybe the last week in May, under normal weather conditions, how our weather up here normally runs, I'd say you need to drop all your baits down about 10 foot from what we've been through here. Tell me when. Feel like, what? We got another one. Got him. There he goes, running line. Running line. Looks pretty down there in that, whoa! We're on the camera. He looks pretty down there in that clear water. I think he robbed me of the other pole. The other pole was going I may release this fish if he's hooked in the mouth. If not, we'll keep him to eat. We haven't got any of our krill yet. This one here hit the pole that was 12 foot down. Oh, he's hooked right in the nose. Great. Perfect hook. Perfect hook. There he goes. I was reeling this in and he just came up and nailed it. I was just checking my bait. But he was down there. Pounder. Pounder fish. Right on this point heading back into Perch Cove. There we go. Don't give him slack. There we go. Run some drag. We'll get the net just in case. You never know. Okay, he's got me. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, he's running some drag now. He's getting me all tangled up with this other. He's putting up a fight. That's for sure. He ought to be getting tired soon. Sure has got me excited. All right, come on, baby. All right, come on. He's got this other one all wrapped up. All right. He'll probably go 5 pounds there. Easy. Not real long. A lot of weight. To the slope point here, and we just picked up a hit, smallmouth. Right along this. It's a gradual slope that comes off here, and on one side it really drops off a lot, and this is a try and get him. Nice smallmouth. He hit the bait.
We've hooked a nice smallmouth bass here, and hopefully we'll be able to get him in the net. He looks like a nice fish. Something you may want to notice, a lot of our bigger fish are always caught on overcast days, and as you'll see here in a minute, this is a prime example of a bigger fish. Okay, we're fishing here 15 feet down, and we caught this nice smallmouth bass. It was 5 pounds 4 ounces, 21 inches long. It's also a state citation, and as you can see, we released it unharmed. So come up and catch him. Okay, as you go up into a huge draft, it starts to narrow a little bit and the land gets a little flatter, and you'll start running into a stream, a trickling stream. If you look closer, you may even see some trout. Okay, we're fishing on this beaver lodge here. I caught us a crappie. Bunch of them there, so we're going to try and get some more. Catching, this here's a black crappie. You can tell by all the little speckles. The white crappie have bars on them. We have a video of the James River titled James, and we were catching white crappie. I caught a citation and about 10 or 15 over 14 inches. Caught this fish here fishing up in the draft, and what happens is it's a gradual slope that comes down, real steady slope, kind of increases when you get from 20 foot and it goes all the way down to 70 foot up here in the draft off this point. When you're about 17 foot, there's a lot of vegetation and sticks and stuff right before you get to the main channel drop. Like I said, it's real steady slope though, and we're drifted up along here, and I just caught this. It's about 19-inch smallmouth, and I like to line up. There's 2 forked trees. I like to line up with put the forked tree to my back, and the point right there in front of me, I'll come off about 2/3 of the way heading towards that point, and you'll start to see where we'll get 17 foot or so. You'll see some sticks and some weeds and stuff like that, and you'll go probably about another 10 yards, and then it'll drop off to 70 feet, pretty steady. Like I said, it's a good place for all-around fish. Like I said, the shallow water has got the smallmouths and stuff, and the deeper water has the trout. And I'm gonna put this fish back. Had him out the water for
A minute. Okay. A smallmouth here. Come on, baby. Oh, yeah. Nice. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Come on, baby. There you go. I mean, we're just getting hit by perch left and right. You may even have to move. I mean, they're just, I mean, as soon as it hits the bottom, I can't even keep one pole down. But they're decent sized fish there. So good eating fish. Okay. Just got another fish. What we got here? Up. It's perch. This lake has just got some huge perch in it. You start catching perch that you can lip, you know there's some big perch. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We'll have to get the net on this one. Making a big mess here. Come on, baby. Got him. Yep. Nice chunky smallmouth. Seems like 18 foot of water is the best depth for around here. Nice healthy smallmouth. Right now we're just using live bait. We're in a tournament a couple of weeks just trying to find where the fish are at and come back and catch them with a lure. Nice fish here. We've got a nice, pretty decent sized perch here. The net on him. Yep. That's the kind of perch we're after right there. This right here is the kind of perch that Lake Moomaw is known for. 15.5 inches. Probably go pound 8 ounces, pound 9 ounces, maybe. Alright, we got a tangle. This fish may get off. Get in the boat. Got him. Okay, here's another monster perch. We got one here. Another. Oh yeah. Nice. Nice. A little tip, we lost one today that was probably a pound more than this one. It probably got 2 pounds. And we caught 2 big ones right after we lost that one. But the reason we lost it was my drag was just a little bit too tight, and it pulled the hook out. So also when we were trolling here earlier today, we caught a few fish, nothing to brag about, but we lost a pretty nice one for the same reason. Drag was just a little bit too tight. I like to keep a little bit looser drag when I'm fishing offshore for tuna and stuff. That's another little trick we like to do so we don't pull fish off, and don't like to keep that drag too tight. Anyway. Right off this island here, once it starts getting warm, it's a little patch of weed beds, and we came across it trolling the deep diver. Oh yeah, nice smallmouth. Oh yeah. We came across it trolling the deep diver, and there he is. Trolling deep diver redfin. Trolling deep diver Rapala. There he is. He was right there on that drop. There's a patch of weeds there, and once it starts getting a little warmer, it starts holding some fish on it. And it seems like the fish aren't there until it starts to get a little warmer. Out here, looks like we got a little chain pickerel right on the drop, using the little bottom bouncer here. This one here looks like he. Come on, calm down, calm down, calm down. It's May right now. The water's still a little cold. Like I said, this place here really gets good when it starts getting a little warmer because there's some weeds off the island. Come on down. This one here has a few little scars on him, like somebody's been after him or something tried to eat him. There he goes, like a little bullet. Okay, we're trolling here. We've got a trout. I'll just slow down a little bit. Looks like it may be a rainbow. Hit the red shad. Yeah, it's a rainbow. Not very big. Got one on. Got one hit like a freight train. It's trying to run drag on us. Okay, come on, baby. It's a nice, good sized fighting fish here. Go ahead and get the net out on him, just in case. Just in case. He's got some weight on him. Still haven't seen it yet. Oh, it's a trout. It's a trout. Come on. Ah! Ah! Come on. Come on. He's just not ready to come in. Shouldn't really force him. Oh, come on. Yeah, it's a fighting fish here. There we go. He's in. Fat fish. Fat fish. Well, he's a keeper, and we're going to keep him. Caught him, we were about 20 feet down. We're fishing the mouth of the dam this morning. It's always a good bet first thing in the morning if you can't decide where you want to go. I know personally of a lot of brown trout over 5 pounds caught in this area. Like I said, it's a great spot in the morning. It's a little chilly this morning, and we're going to see if we can get on some trout. This is primarily a trout area here, so. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nice little fish. We're marking a lot of bait here, so we decided to try and fish, and starting to pay off. This fish is a legal fish, and he's also swallowed the hook, so I'm going to keep him for the smoker. Another average size fish. They put these fish in here when they're 6 to 8 inches. This year they put in 25,000 rainbows and 25,000 browns. And in their first year of being in the lake, there's so much bait in here that they'll grow to keeper size. And by the third year, they're over 25 inches. Trophy class fish. Oh, got this little smallmouth. Must have been rooting around down there in the rocks. Still up here at the dam. Nice little fish. Get the net on him. Man, he's kind of wearing me out. Straight down. I think this one may be the biggest one of today. Oh yeah, nice size fish. We're fishing the mouth of the dam again this afternoon. This place you can fish from the shore. We're only about 15 yards from shore. The area, as you can see on the map, like I said, it is the mouth. Ah, got me. Never mind. As I said, it is the mouth of the dam. We just missed a fish. We caught a lot of trout here a few weeks ago when it was overcast. I said it's about 40 feet and then it drops off into the river channel. Like I said, there's a little shed up there. You can kind of use it as a landmark to get here, and the bank's a little rugged, but if you come out here and maybe use a slip bobber 25 feet down or so, you ought to be able to get some trout. We're going to catch a few more here, I'm sure, this evening as the sun's going down, which is always the best time for the trout, late in the evening or early in the morning. And I tell you, even if you didn't catch fish, it's just beautiful, the scenery up here. It's just serene place to be. This afternoon here, we're got us a trout. Not a bad fish. Oh yeah. The net on him. We may not need the net. It's a young male. Sun's just getting ready to go down. We're almost have time to film. So we got us a small fish. Yep. Trout. We just had one hit. We didn't get him, and then we had another one hitting it and followed it right to the boat. Hopefully this one hasn't swallowed the hook so we can release him. And he has swallowed the hook, so this makes our limit for the day. Like I said, I try not to keep too many, just what I'm going to eat and let the rest go. Okay, what we're going to do is just take the fillet knife and just run down the side of the fish. We're not going to scale it or skin it or anything. We're just going to run down, cut a nice fillet off. Like I said, it's beautiful meat. Okay, the brine solution that I use is just for this many fish is half a cup of just plain regular sugar, half a cup of salt. You can use regular salt right here. I have rock salt just because we have a whole bunch of it from what we use to keep the alewives alive. And then just 4 cups of water. Like I said, that's 4 cups of water, half a cup of salt, half a cup of sugar, and half a cup of salt. I had a little bit pour out there, so I'm gonna give it a little extra. I just like to use just a plain old Ziploc baggie, gallon size, and just shake it up. Ingredients mixed up here, and I just take the fillets and just sit them down in there. And what I'll do is put them in the refrigerator for about 6 to 7 hours. We'll let them sit in the refrigerator, and then when I take them out, I'll go ahead and pat them dry and let them sit and dry off a little bit before I actually go ahead and put them in the smoker. And what I'm going to try and do here actually is get some of this air out of here. Okay, what we've used is a mixture of beech nut and pecan wood for the smoking, and we put it on the left side. Each smoker is a little different, so you got to adjust how much air flow is going through and so forth for whatever kind of smoker you have. And just lay the fillets out. I like to put the thickest part of the fillet closest, not that it's close to the flame, but closest to the heat source, and the ends furthest away. It just helps it cook a little more even. And what we'll do, we'll just leave these in here for 6 to 7 hours, and then come back and start checking for doneness after that. Also too, if you're at a campfire or something, you can probably get some charcoal on one side, get any kind of fruit or nut type of wood, and put it on there, let it smoke inside a little grill or something, and put the fish on the other side, which is a good idea if you're camping up there at Moomaw. Anyway, we're gonna let these stay in here for 6 to 7 hours and then start checking them. We finished the trout here. We let it smoke for 6 to 7 hours. I like to let the coals go ahead and burn out, and we left it in there overnight and went and took it out this morning. And as you can see, it looks good and it tastes even better.
A map is extremely helpful, if not vital, to successfully fish this lake, and can be obtained from a select few tackle stores or directly from the U.S. Forest Service at cost. Fishing Lake Moomaw is sponsored in part by Fletcher's Body Shop, specializing in foreign and American cars since 1970. Renouf Painting and Restoration, a clean, dependable painting service for a competitive price. Gone Wild Taxidermy, Jack Penner, the best taxidermist I know. Hi, we've been blessed to have been surrounded by so many family and friends that have a passion for the fishing and hunting sports. I'd like to stop and say thanks to my wife Donna and to all the wives that put up with us being late for dinner and events, spending money, tracking dirt across the kitchen, friends of the house at 4 a.m., friends calling at 10 p.m., etc., etc., etc. Our goal at Old Dominion Outdoors is to simply share my personal experience along with the knowledge and experience of Virginia game and fish biologists, friends, locals, and family to give y'all specific locations and techniques for fishing, and also interesting heart-pounding hunting videos filmed in this great state we live, Virginia.